Imagine waking to a trumpet's blare at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, your coffee and quiet morning hijacked by a wedding crashing your backyard. That's what happened to me, Jake Larson, in the spring of 2025 on my secluded 5 acres in Willow Creek, Tennessee. What unfolded wasn't just a trespass, it was a showdown with entitlement, a bridezilla named Vanessa, and a story that'll make you laugh, cringe, and rethink the meaning of private property. My home in Willow Creek is a rural haven, surrounded by oak trees and rolling fields, where the loudest sound is typically a hawk overhead. My nearest neighbors live half a mile away, and the only authorized visitors are pilots from Skybound Aviation, who lease my backfield for FAA-approved helicopter landings every Saturday. It's a simple deal. They pay, I mow, life stays quiet. Or so I thought. That morning, a trumpet and a woman's voice barking about tablecloths shattered the peace. I stumbled to my window and saw my backyard transformed into a wedding wonderland, white chairs, a flower-draped arch, catering tents, and dozens of strangers acting like they own the place. Barefoot, in a sweatshirt and pajama pants, I stormed outside to confront the chaos. A woman in a silk robe spun toward me, all fake smiles and blonde curls. "I'm Vanessa, the bride," she chirped, as if I'd been expecting her. "This is our wedding venue." I laughed, sharp and disbelieving. "This is my backyard. You have no permission." She waved off my protest, claiming her planner, Todd, said the land was open. My private property, no trespassing sign, buried under her roses, begged to differ. Vanessa's entitlement was staggering. She called my 5 acres a little grass and insisted her big day trumped my rights. Then, a thump in the distance. Right on schedule, a skybound helicopter approached, its rotors slicing the air. Vanessa's guests froze, champagne flutes tilting. As the chopper descended onto her makeshift dance floor, tents flapped, tablecloths flew, and her flower arch toppled. Vanessa screamed, her veil a tangled mess, demanding I stop the intrusion. I leaned back, calm as ever. "They've got a contract. You don't." Vanessa called the sheriff, certain she'd win. Deputy Carl arrived, took one look at my FAA permits and lease agreements, and turned to her. "Ma'am, you didn't get permission. This is trespassing." Her lip quivered, not from sadness, but fury. This was supposed to be my perfect day, she wailed, blaming me for her own oversight. Carl, stifling a laugh, gave her 30 minutes to clear out or face tickets. As another chopper roared in, scattering centerpieces like tumbleweeds, I quipped to Carl, "Sometimes justice just flies in on time." The wedding collapsed in real time, guests fled, vendors cursed, and Vanessa vanished into a muddy Lexus. But the groom, Ethan, approached, sheepish. "I didn't know we didn't have permission," he mumbled. I pointed out the next 4 choppers on the schedule, crushing any hope of a sunset ceremony. Vanessa returned, mascara streaked, offering $200 to delay a flight. I declined. FAA rules aren't flexible. Then, inspiration struck. I called Skybound's manager, who loved my idea, free joyrides for any guest willing to leave immediately. Hands shot up as Vanessa screeched, "Nobody leaves my wedding for a helicopter ride." But they did. Guests, sweaty and done, strapped in and waved as they lifted off. Even the DJ bailed mid-set. Lisa, the wedding planner, approached, clutching a clipboard. Hired 3 days prior with no deposit, she'd been fed Vanessa's lies about the land being cleared. Texts proved Vanessa knew she had no permission, planning to deal with the owner later. I snapped photos for evidence as another chopper scattered tablecloths like ghosts. Vanessa, unhinged, threw her bouquet at a helicopter, a federal offense. Carl returned, issuing a citation for interfering with an aircraft. Her dream day was now a legal nightmare. The next morning, a glittery pink notice on my fence demanded I cease property harassment and threatened a lawsuit for malicious destruction of marital joy. My lawyer friend, Sarah, laughed, calling it a slam-dunk defense with my permits and Lisa's texts. Vanessa's online rant, accusing me of sabotage, backfired when drone footage leaked. The 4K video, showing choppers landing, her bouquet toss, and the buried sign, went viral, spawning memes and remixes. Vendors exposed her unpaid bills, and her profiles went private as the internet turned her into Bridezilla versus helicopter. My quiet field became a tourist hotspot. Skybound leaned in, offering bride's revenge tours where passengers tossed fake bouquets. Reporters called, a podcast featured me, and a couple even proposed where Vanessa's arch fell. The town joined the fun, selling toy helicopters with tiny veils and naming a diner dessert, Vanessa's Cake Wreck. I used Skybound's extra cash to fund local projects, fire station gear, school trips, a community center roof. A plaque from shop owners dubbed me Air Traffic King of Chaos. They spelled my name wrong, but it's in my shed. The FAA sent a thank you for keeping the airspace clear, now framed on my wall. Months later, Vanessa's mom, Claire, arrived. Polished but humbled, she apologized for her role, shamed by the drone footage. She'd raised Vanessa to believe confidence could bend the world, but saw the cost. I shook her hand, not forgiveness, but closure. That day, Skybound reported a booking spike after a comedian's viral post. My field was now folklore, marked by a new sign, private land. Helicopters welcome. Weddings? Good luck. That chaotic Saturday taught me life can flip from serene to absurd in a heartbeat, but it can also land somewhere better. Vanessa's trespass wasn't just a wedding gone wrong, it was a lesson in standing firm. My land remains mine, but it's also a story now, a testament to boundaries holding, truth cutting through noise, and justice arriving with a 40-mile-an-hour gust. The world saw Vanessa's mess for what it was, and I learned that sometimes the best revenge is letting it unfold.